All right, so something that's very important when you're performing is you will need to orientate yourself. Now, you saw a couple of times while I was doing the earlier videos that occasionally I would recalibrate the glove to make sure that when I point forwards, it's actually being recognized as forwards. So you can see there, and I'll just try it with my other hand. And if you remember, I would click that to calibrate it if it wasn't completely recognizing it. We may need to do that without using the mouse, without using the computer. So this is a way that you can set forwards. So say something's going off, you can feel that, the gloves aren't responding as well as you want them to. You can always recalibrate by moving forward and pressing the button. Now to do that, you would probably want to start a new scene. So I just put one in a second ago. We would do an input and an output. The input would be button down. You connect it up. For the output, we would put device feedback for both the gloves, left and right. I normally do that the other way around, doesn't matter. And you only need to do it for one hand. So I want to do it with my left hand. I want to press the button with my left hand. So set forwards. Or actually, let's put it for both so you've got the option. So now I'm going to set this to always active. So no matter what scene I'm in, I just right-clicked on the scene and selected always active. So no matter what scene I'm in, when I press this button, it will orientate to where I want to. So, okay, we're back in scene one. I'll just click the glove. Let's say that I'm now facing, I should face this way. Let's say I'm now facing to the right. And I want my forward position to be now the right side. So I would point forwards and I would press the button, and I hope you can see it. Yep, so it's a bit hard to see, isn't it? Okay, there we go, you can see. Forwards, press, and now this is forwards. So you can see forwards, up, right, and left. And then if I move back and I press it again, now this is forwards. So that is really, really useful, especially if you're not near your laptop. So another thing you may want to do is create a global mute for yourself, a way that will allow you to disable any movements from triggering anything while you're on stage. So a good way to do that is to start a new scene, put an input and an output. For the input, I would say button down. And we're going to do it on the right glove, because if you remember, we did have a left button input that's always active for set forwards. So this one we'll do with the right. I did change the right glove, so that command is only on the left. You can see. So back to scene 4. Right button down. We're going to make it a toggle because we do want to turn the global mute on and off. That's quite important. Let's connect it up. And the output will be global mute. So if I'm, let's go to scene 1 again. If I'm in here, yep, at the moment it's working. If I then go to scene 4 and I press the right button, global mute, you'll see now, even if I go back to scene 1, nothing's happening, which is good. So if I'm moving around and I'm dancing or whatever, then I don't have to worry about accidentally setting something off. So And then you press it again, and we're back on. It's worth mentioning that anything that you put into Glover, you can rename. So if you just click it a single time, it'll give you the option to rename. With the inputs and outputs, you can color code them if that's something you'd like to do. So you just right click on them if you need to do that. Another thing worth mentioning is that you can create different arrangements within the same session in Glover. So you'll notice that I've switched sessions a couple of times throughout the series. But if I was doing this live, I could create a new arrangement and I've got a clean session. So you just switch between them as you go. Another thing you can do is normally you need to open your Glover session and your Ableton session. If you would like them all to open together, you can click the paperclip and drag in your file. So I'll just do that real quick. Click and drag files here. Okay, so that's it right there. So now, whenever I open the Glover session, I can very easily access the Ableton session that goes along with it. Once you have put your associated files in to your Glover project, they will automatically open for you. So if we switch, let's say for instance that this is one song and then the next arrangement is another song. When I switch the arrangement to the other song, it would open the accompanying file for me automatically. So it's very good if I'm trying to get to the next song really quickly. Your files and samples will not load until you press this. So you can freely switch between your arrangements, but when you actually are ready to perform, you just click the P, and then that will initiate your files.